thought we'd do something slightly different today. And as you are, I'm sure, well aware that GCSE and A-level seasons are very quickly approaching. So I thought we could talk about some ways that I try and stay motivated throughout A-level season, which will be coming up in just under 3 weeks. And so ways that you can stay motivated, how you can try and romanticize school or sixth form, and just try and make the most of your last couple of weeks. Tip number one is probably something you've heard a lot before. I get it, we're not all morning people, but I do really think that getting up 10, 15, 20 minutes earlier in the mornings and just taking some time to yourself, getting some breakfast, having a cup of tea, watching an episode of your favourite show, it really sets you in the right track, and it just it gives you a really good starting place to your day, which automatically makes the rest of your day so much better. So what I try to do every morning is wake up, get some breakfast, and just spend some time relaxing, not doing revision before I have to go into school. So tip number two is actually quite similar, but something I really enjoy doing every morning is picking out a cute outfit to wear. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wearing tracksuits and stuff, but honestly, just taking another couple minutes and putting on a cute outfit, you know, it sometimes just does make or break your day. So yeah, just take a couple of minutes in the mornings, even if it's only like 2 minutes before you go to school. You can always lay something out the night before. Just put on an outfit that you feel comfortable in, and you'll be able to revise them for a long time. Just automatically makes everything so much better. And I know if you're doing GCSEs, you're probably still in a school uniform, but you can always use these tips for the weekend or any other days when you're revising that you're not. Three, I would say, is try not to isolate yourself. You've probably got friends doing the same subjects as you if you're doing GCSE, or even if they're not doing the same subjects as you guys can always revise together, especially at A-level. I find it's really hard to find people who are actually doing the same subjects as me, but that doesn't stop you from going to the library with your friends, from even just taking a lunch break with your friends can be really beneficial. So make the most of your friends. They're going through the same thing as you, and they'll completely understand what you're going through. So make sure to spend time with them and hang out, and also take a break relaxing with your friends. So tip number four. So I mentioned going to the library just a minute ago, and tip number four, I would say just try and change up your study spaces, because as much as I love studying in my room, it can get really boring sometimes. So see if there's any public libraries near you, coffee shops, or even just like your school library. Just try and switch up your study space, even if it's just going downstairs and working at the dining table for a couple of hours. Just anything to stop you getting insanely bored would be great. And you can always be inventive with this. I've done study trips at the beach, just in a park, you know, you can do anything if you bring some flashcards along with you. So tip number five, I would say, I know you're going to get told this a lot, but make sure you are balancing studying with time off. It can be really overwhelming to just have to be revising all day, every day. So it's really important that you take some time. Maybe you can go play some sports outside of school or with your friends. You can go for a walk, you can go have dinner. So we're at Tortilla. I have 3 pork tap long break to watch your favourite TV show. Literally doing anything that just you find enjoyable will be super rewarding, and it will also give you a well-earned break. So tip number 6, I would say, is to record your memories. So whether that's making videos, making a scrapbook, journaling, or even just taking photos and putting them on Instagram, literally recording your memories in any way will be super important, because trust me, once GCSE summer is over, you will miss it and you will want to look back. You only have one last day at school, you only have one A-level exam, and you know, in just a few short weeks it will be over. So make the most of it, and even documenting your time revising can be really motivating and also quite funny to look back on. So tip number 6 would be to think about your summer plans. You know, what are you doing after GCSEs or A-levels finish? Have you got a prom? Are you going on holiday with your family? All of these things, when you're trying to revise, can be really good motivation. Just think about how much fun you're going to have on the beach when you've done all of your exams. Like, yeah, so just try and make some fun plans. Even if you're not doing anything big, just think about maybe going getting dinner the day you finish your exams, anything like this. So just plan little fun activities for summer that will keep you getting through this period of exams. Tip number 8. Tip number 8 would be, sometimes you're just gonna have to embrace the chaos. Exam period can be really stressful, I know, trust me, but sometimes you're just not going to get any revision done in a day. Sometimes your boss is going to be late, things happen, you're going to forget your notes to repeat a study session, things are going to happen, so just embrace it, accept that it's happened, and then try and move on. I know it can be really difficult, but just make sure you're organised, have all your exams written down on your fridge, in a calendar, on your phone, just to get notifications, and just make sure everything's really organised, and then hopefully you won't have anything go wrong, but it's always inevitable that something will go wrong, so just try and embrace the chaos of it. Final tip for everyone would just be to remember that although exams are super stressful, they only last a few weeks, and at the end of the day, although your A-level results might be super important to get into university, your GCSEs, you want to do well and get into whatever college you want to go to, school isn't everything at the end of the day, so make sure you're not stressing yourself out too much. Obviously revise and get ready for exams, but just remember that at the end of the day, these results don't define you, and it is really important to make sure you're balancing everything. So just remember that it's only a few weeks, these are your last few weeks of school, and try and enjoy it, even if it can be really stressful. So I hope you guys found that useful. This is what I'm doing personally to try and motivate myself and romanticize school, but then again, it is stressful, so trust me, I know that. So hopefully I will see you next week and follow along for more study content.